say Antonio Gibson. I want to see him on the Eagles taking the spot of DeAndre Swift.
I do think this could be somewhat legitimate because we don't pay running backs. We shouldn't pay running backs. I don't really believe in it, especially for what we do. I don't know how confident I feel about like his ceiling. His floor is pretty high. So I do think the change of scenery would make him draftable in my opinion, especially if Philly doesn't keep anything and they just go with Kenneth Gainwell. They go with Antonio Gibson. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guys on Sports. Today we have the core.
Even better.
There's not four of us. There's three of us.
We're better.
Today we're having a Gonna say something about threesomes. Not gonna do it. Today we're gonna be talking about NFL free agents and where are they going to be landing, and how are they going to impact your fantasy team.
Well, how we want it.
Yeah.
How I want
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So not beating around the bush here. We're just gonna do that. We're gonna get into some TikTok take.
Yeah. Let's hear the TikTok.
Yeah. Well, before we do that, how is everyone's how are you feeling, guys?
Well, I
Feeling
mean, I
good?
feel like we should introduce ourselves.
Yeah, it's been a while, buddy.
It's been a while. Like
I was here 2 weeks ago.
But that was like
Has it
in
been?
between. Like,
No, I
like
was here 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, 2 months.
Nah.
it
Which
was in
one?
between
No.
a large space.
I'm forever in presence because I put things online for us, so I get a pass.
And
I mean, he
All right.
goes
Yeah.
Hollywood. He gets this big time job.
there's a lot going on.
40
though.
hours a week, man.
Spring break
I
next
get it.
week, right?
Spring
You
break.
guys
Woo, spring.
getting
Woo.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Woo, yeah.
You see, speaking of that, you see all the cities that are enacting like some serious laws. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not 55.
Well, just don't die.
No, it's crazy. It's like $100 tickets if you're parked in the wrong spot. Curfews at each major city. Like they're really trying to control the chaos. I guess,
Boring.
because,
We're in Miami, probably.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was terrible last year.
Yeah, they had the shots and
Ah.
that
Shots?
running. Yeah,
Are we talking about the
Wrong
aliens
shots.
at the mall, or which one?
Could
Are we
be.
talking about that.
could be.
So I mean, everything's getting back in the swing. I don't know how. Devils doing good, right?
Except for bye-bye head coach.
Right? They're doing
okay.
Keeping up with them.
I think we'll be okay.
Not
We just have to
everything's
win
going
out. We'll be okay. I wish we were doing as well
Knicks
as
beat the Cavs without
those
Brunson. I mean,
guys.
how's the hell this
without Brunson.
Yeah, he
it's
goes
not-
out.
It's not just without Brunson. I mean,
Well, but you had a couple guys come back too from injury.
not
but
really. No,
I did.
You guys both went at full strength.
he was the only starter we had in that game.
He came back, but it's
One starter.
sad
Sure, it's sad.
that Brunson played like 90 seconds of the game,
Yeah.
and we lost. Now we didn't have Karis LeVert, we didn't have
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, but we should still beat the Knicks
The
at that.
Knicks, maybe. Yeah, probably.
That Constitution. You had Precious. He's your best guy. I like Precious. I picked
It's not
him
our
up.
best
Hey.
guy, but cool.
No one wants to play the Magic in the playoffs this year. That's all I got to
everyone
say.
wants to
Don't
play the
worry, I don't
Magic.
think they will.
Oh, they'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
The
We already
Magic
have a better record than last
Magic
year.
are a regular season team.
No,
They
we
get
have we haven't been a regular season
They are
team.
regular. They are a regular.
They're
team.
going to get shown.
But I want to get back to the
No.
Devils. How are you keeping up with them?
Yeah, I'm keeping up with them.
So, like, what do you think about what's happening?
I mean, I wish we were in a better spot. I'm still
Yeah.
pretty optimistic. I mean, I'm optimistic for this season, but I'm also optimistic going forward. I think we're young and we needed to fire the head coach. That's what had to happen. I mean,
so
I
you're
don't
optimistic for this season.
Yeah, I think we just need to like win every single game and, and then we'll be okay. I don't like seeing the Rangers do this good. So,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know. I don't have
Kinda
very
common, commonplace.
yeah.
But
Yeah, well, I'm a casual hockey fan right now. I mean, I need to get into it more.
be less casual. I
Yeah.
was hoping you thought they were doing good and weren't paying attention at all.
Oh, no.
It really was. I
Nope.
mean, Mark would be.
Oh, yeah, Mark's not a Devils fan.
He was a Devils fan last year.
Well,
when-
no.
Oh, I'm
Allegedly.
sure he was. Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
Sure.
Out of the woodwork.
How do you feel about your team?
I feel good.
You do?
Yeah.
So you think like who? I mean, I know the playoffs are a little bit off, but like who are they slated at? Like, what's their spot right
It's,
now?
it's still undecided.
Well,
Well, where I mean, like seating wise,
Yeah.
we'll probably be one or two.
Well, they have one of the worst goalies in the league.
Who? Oh, you think that?
Yeah, one of the worst.
What?
Yeah. Absolutely one of the worst.
You know, I'm not even talking about the Devils. Not even worth talking about.
No, you guys have one of the best. So just wanted
But
to see what you do.
21 games to the playoffs, so it's fast approaching.
You don't want to play the Lightning though.
Why?
It's your kryptonite, right?
I want to play the Lightning.
Yeah, he doesn't run from fear, Rocky.
Yeah,
Sure.
fear. I look fear in the face and say,
Boo.
Say what?
Ah.
yeah, boo's good.
All right, yeah. So that was hockey talk. That was Let's Puck with Phil Pasquale bringing that back.
Man, I wish that
I still have it.
I missed that take.
Just want to
still
press it
have
real
it.
quick, just for
Let's
funsies.
Puck with.
This is a callback for anyone that watches the show. I'm sure that's playing.
It's better if we can hear it.
You hear it when you listen to the show.
Is it
Every
going?
week.
Let's Puck with Phil Pasquale.
He's going. He's somewhere. Anyway, yeah, so it was a great drop.
Well, we can't talk
TikTok
over
take.
that.
Yeah, we can.
It's not gonna.
It was
I
my
just did.
greatest.
Oh, there we
I
go.
think
Okay.
that was my greatest.
It's not your greatest.
No,
Nah,
it was my.
the butterfly one's pretty good.
Second.
Butterfly's
one's the
good
best
in
one.
its own creepy, weird way.
That's
but
what
this
makes
was
it
like
great. It really
this-
captures the essence of you.
this. Probably people heard it and said, "Who is that announcer? I got to hire him." Come on, it was great.
Alrighty, so TikTok take.
Time to check my social media, yeah. To see who loves me online.
Thanks for following us on GON Podcast everywhere you currently browse the internet. We know you're doing it, and if you're not doing it, you should be doing it, and you should definitely comment because we highlight some fun stuff, some braiding stuff, some supportive stuff, just a little bit of everything. The first thing, and all of these are berating against you guys. Spoiler alert. The first one is from Anthony Biello, 3160. These are based off of your guys' quarterback rankings. If you want to know where the quarterbacks are going to end at the end of 2024, go back and watch last week's episode because we tell you exactly what happens. We saw the future and we tried to let you know. He said, more like totally out of disrespect because you are totally out of actual respect. I guess this is about Patrick Mahomes. He also didn't really English correctly on this.
Yeah, well.
So I think he's saying you have no respect.
Oh, so this was the guy I thought maybe was paying me a compliment?
He said more like totally out of disrespect. Because you said totally out of respect, I'm going to put Mahomes in my ranking.
Yeah, because Mahomes, you look at his stats,
Yeah.
you're not putting him in the top 5. But you put him in the top 5
Yeah.
because you believe he's not thrown to anybody worthwhile other than Kelsey. And
What's this guy smoking? What the hell is he? The guy.
I don't know, Chiefs pack.
Mahomes finished 10th overall, right? Fantasy.
Yeah, but
this year?
you got to think
Mahomes
that.
finished
No, you don't
10th,
got to
11th.
think because what's changing? The Tyreek Hill isn't walking through that door.
Yeah, but I think Rashee Rice is going to be good, and
He's not
I
Tyreek
think
Hill.
Rashee
Think they're
Rice
gonna get
is
weapons?
a good number 2 at best.
Yeah.
Who is on a team that's desperate for a receiver.
It's optimistic. To
I think they're
they'll
gonna get a
jump
receiver.
5-6 spots. Well, I'm pretty sure they were trying to get a wide receiver this year.
Yeah, but if they get JJ, then I'll up them up.
They're
But
not
if I get
getting JJ.
JJ's, that's where I put him is probably
Yeah.
correct.
I want to see you up him up. I like that.
Up 'em up.
I'm all up him up.
I'd say he probably is 6 for me. I'd say it's 6.
So he would have shit on you even
Yeah,
worse.
Yeah.
This
Fuck
guy.
out of here.
Yeah, so now that I'm reading it, actually, I want to apologize to Anthony Billelio, or however you say your last name, because he actually exactly made a statement. Like, he made a perfect statement. I don't know why I didn't understand that the first time. He said, totally out of disrespect because you are totally out of actual respect. So, yeah, he did explain exactly what he meant.
My
So,
brain hurts.
yeah. Second string of comments is from Phil's rankings that got 9K views on YouTube. Hey, go let us know what you think because these people had some questions or concerns, some thoughts
Good for
about
them.
Justin Herbert and the way you pronounce his name. I'm just gonna read them. This is a joke that we know about, but this is the opportunity to break it down for the people at home on their phones. I'm just gonna read the comments first though. We have Service DEI 21 said Justin Air Bear laughing emoji. Pretty normal comment.
But did he spell it like Air Bear?
Yeah, EHR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
At
I respect that.
Pricey Sweater said Sherbert. Yeah, had a great year this year. Agreeing with you.
You know what? Sherbert's in the running.
That's
now.
pretty good, yeah.
And then at Corey Hernandez 508 could be a cousin of Phil's. How do you know football and don't know Herbert's name? ... How are you a grown man? You can't read Herbert?
my God.
Question mark exclamation point.
You know
2
what?
crying
I'm-
laughing
Some
emojis.
people are so
Hey,
dull.
I'm gonna
it's like,
curse. Screw you,
Yeah,
sons
what
of bitches.
the hell are you talking about?
You need to be an active listener. That's what it is. You got to
It's
know
not
our
even
jokes.
that. It's like just stuff, guy. Like know when people are being sarcastic and
We don't
tongue in
even-
cheek. Like,
they don't get
this guy thinks I really think his name is.
Well, they don't get the
Bear.
throwback.
Well, they're fucking retard, right?
They don't
I
get
mean,
the throwback to the greatest,
Bobby
maybe the
Hebert.
Saints QB of all time.
Do you know Ball? I don't think you know
Yeah.
Ball.
Other than
They don't know
Breeze.
who
Other
Air
than
Bear
Breeze.
is.
He
Do
doesn't
they
know who
really
Bobby Air
He
Bear
doesn't
is.
know who Bear, yeah.
Oh,
He's like, Air Bear, is he an actor?
Yeah, this is encouragement to watch the full show because not only do we have pretty decently accurate takes for the most part of the season and off season, but we're also, we share a few haha funny moments. So you should continue to
More than
watch the show.
Yeah.
We encourage you, even though we just kind of shit on you and call you some
No,
stuff.
we shit on you because we love you.
Yeah,
Because
we
we
love
want
you.
you to be educated, and we want to educate you.
I want you to
Educate yourself.
Be better.
And be better.
Be better.
Be better. So yeah,
Anyways.
TikTok take. Thanks for commenting, and
Talk, tick.
we'll see you online eventually, I guess.
Top tick.
Talk tick. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, a little shout out to Thrive Fantasy, one of our partners, one of our sponsors for today's episode. Thrive. If you're currently not using Thrive Fantasy, you definitely should. It's a daily fantasy app. You get bonuses, you get promos from us. Click the link in the bio. Scan the QR code on screen to get $250 instant deposit match on your first deposit in the app. You also can take advantage of some cool prop squares to add to a parlay. Like, for example, you had 0.5 passing yards from Mahomes. You have 0.5 rebounds from LeBron James himself. Some fun stuff. And we benefit.
Those are players.
You benefit. Those are players. I just named the GOATs of two sports.
LeBron's not the GOAT.
40,000 points. Who else?
Old head.
Who's possible?
Oh, he didn't play
to
with
hit
the
40,000 points.
with the
I'm not
sickness.
saying any of that. What?
His GOAT's probably.
Michael Jordan is the greatest of all
It's
time.
Patrick Ewing.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm
Patrick
not
Ewing.
buying. I hate Jordan, but he's the greatest.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think you have to give it to Jordan.
I think you do.
I do.
And as far as players I like better, there's a lot of players I like better than LeBron.
Nah, LeBron's.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah,
I'll
but I
take
will
Kobe
say this.
every day over LeBron.
What I will
Wouldn't even
yeah, but
hesitate.
okay, I get that, but
In what?
we've never
In
seen
every
a
way.
player.
five-
Start a franchise. Kobe
Yeah, but
Bryant.
legitimately, LeBron James may sign another $60 million contract, 3 years. Like, have we ever seen?
apples and oranges?
No,
No,
he's
but
a
have
top
we
5
ever
player.
seen a player play this
No.
well for this
No.
long?
The answer's no.
Steroids.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You guys.
Listen, he's probably doing other things.
He's on gear, bro.
He's sleeping in a hyperbolic chamber,
He's
but
doing all that too.
he's
If you actually think in your mind that
if
he's
he,
not
had,
doing
if he
something,
was on
you're
steroids,
crazy.
he would have get smoked
Okay.
out.
So he's just the first
know what he
human
didn't
in
do?
history.
Phil can't believe
Because
greatness.
listen, Michael broke down
Greatness? Yeah,
at
everybody
the
breaks
end.
down.
But he broke down.
LeBron
Like,
James is still jumping like he did in his early 20s, but
he's pretty damn
You got-
close. He just
All right.
blocked a shot from,
black don't crack, I guess. But
from behind.
Unless it's any other NBA player that hasn't
Yeah,
gotten
exactly.
40,000 points. No, I'm not agreeing with you.
no.
The next
So I
closest
don't
player in the NBA that can get 40,000 points realistically is Harden, and
Yeah.
nobody believes he's going to.
Not at all.
No.
After that, like,
Not at all,
where's the
boy.
list?
No, he's averaged his
So where
average
do you
basically
rank
for his whole career.
What do you think, LeBron?
Man, this is a different show. Huh?
Yeah, but I mean, we're like top 5. Who do you got?
Are we talking about like best players all around, or
Yeah, I'm not talking impact of the
Oh
game
my.
or how they change the game. I'm talking about
my favorite?
You want to
No.
do you want to do top 5s real quick?
Yeah.
I think I could do top
Wait,
5.
hold on. I want to know what the parameters are here, though.
to me. It's
Are we talking about accomplishment? Are we just saying this is the best basketball player I've seen, or this is the greatest accomplishments, what they've done?
Well, I think the best is
Well, I think the
LeBron
best-
James. I would say best is LeBron James. Greatest is Michael Jordan because of the gravitas that he was in a brand.
Uh-huh.
But like LeBron James is the best player. Has to be.
I don't think so.
Has to be.
yeah.
I'm
I
close.
think to pull it to football. Okay.
No.
Aaron
LeBron
Rodgers and
James
Tom Brady.
is the Tom Brady. He's the most
No, 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 no,
accomplished
no.
player of all time.
No.
No,
you have-
don't even say that.
That's the other way. That's the
He
other
is.
way.
No,
He
no.
is.
What you're about to say,
Yeah.
you're gonna say what you're gonna say.
Montana is
No, I was
Let him
gonna
say what he's gonna say
Br-
because this is gonna be bad.
No,
gonna be
Brady
bad.
and MJ are both the goats
Oh, here we go. It is,
Yeah.
I guess.
Ridiculous.
So why?
because they're the greatest.
It's ridiculous.
But why?
They're a
but
namesake. They have the most accomplishments. The best talent, the best longevity.
crazy
X,
what
Y,
he's
and Z
saying right
is
now.
LeBron James.
It's not.
So
true.
who do you like him, LeBron James to in the NFL?
I would say Aaron Rodgers is probably the best quarterback.
Yeah, see, like, and I would
Talent-wise.
reverse it.
No, that's that opinion with Brady and Rodgers. I get
Yeah.
Yeah.
you saying that Jordan is the Brady in that situation is crazy.
We have to compare it.
Jordan
But you have
is
to.
Jordan
You're
is
only
the
comparing the
Montana.
championships, though.
He's the Montana or the Otto Graham.
Jordan is way more talented than Brady was.
Yes. But
Yeah.
Can't
I'm
make
just
that
trying to make
LeBron is the
we're
workman.
talking
Like
comparisons.
he's, every game he's shown up. You know what you're going to get, and he's accomplished more as far as number of points, longevity, playing into his old age. Like he's a perfect comparison. After that, I go Kobe. I love Kobe. I love everything about Kobe. I think that he was probably the fiercest competitor of all three.
Yes.
I don't think anybody hated to
I
lose.
think Jordan was there.
Yeah.
with him.
Jordan was there, but I think Kobe took it even to another level. He hated to lose in a way that even Jordan didn't.
All right, so where's your your 5?
Yeah.
For top 5.
So that's where I start breaking down. So I go easy, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, and then I start having some serious issues.
Those two after that are easy for me.
Okay, I go Larry Bird's in there. He's my top 5.
Larry Bird is in my top 5 too.
Yeah, and then after
He
that,
doesn't know anything about Larry.
I know Larry Bird.
You know who he is. You don't know.
He
about
played
him.
for North Carolina.
and then after that, I'm probably going Steph
What?
Curry.
He played for North Carolina.
Who played for North Carolina?
Larry Bird, didn't he? UNC?
No,
What?
Yeah, did he
You
play
need to
for
stop
UNC?
that's
talking.
Jordan.
He played for Indiana State.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just stop.
Didn't
Okay,
Magic,
so
didn't
my
Magic
top
play for
5
UNC?
I just worked it out.
Who'd Magic play for?
Come
Magic played for
on. Do you know?
Michigan.
Michigan State.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I'm
don't.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No.
my top 5: Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Bird, Curry. My top 5.
That's
Curry?
insane.
I got because I do want to put a point guard in that mix.
So are
and
we
I
doing
don't
starting
think-
fives?
No,
Top
Okay.
5.
top 5.
All right. I probably go LeBron, Jordan. I think Tim Duncan. I'd go
So
Shaq.
we're not talking greatest, right?
We're just talking top 5.
All right. Because there's a different conversation.
Yeah, it's
And people bring rings in. I'm not talking about that.
LeBron.
Yeah, so you think greatest equates to rings?
I think it's accomplishments,
Yeah.
impact. I think best is a different conversation.
Yeah. So Duncan was your
Yeah,
third.
LeBron, Jordan, Duncan, Shaq, Kobe. I'd probably say
See, the
either
thing-
Kobe or Magic.
My
for me.
issue with Shaq is Shaq didn't take care of himself.
Nah, he was dominant though.
He was dominant
Yeah,
for like a
absolutely
brief
dominant.
period. He was dominant, but at the end, when he fell off, he fell off. Like he was not
Yeah.
even not even a shell of himself.
Yeah, but
All right. So I would
Yeah.
go Jordan first. Obviously, I'd go Kobe second. Then I have an issue at 3 and 4 because I think the guy I'm going to put at 4 is a better player than the guy at 3. He just didn't play long enough because of the injuries. So I'm going to go with LeBron at 3. I'm going to go with Bird 4. And at 5, I think I might have to go Curry as well.
Yeah.
The
thing
best
about
shooter in
Bird is-
history. I love Shaq.
I think Tim Duncan's
He
so
might be
underrated.
the best shooter
Tim
in
Duncan's
history.
not underrated, but I think he's to the point where he's a little overrated.
Curry might be the
Because,
best shooter in history, but
mean,
I
a
think
lot of
there's two
is
that
to do
compete with
the-
him.
that system too.
Mr. Fundamental.
I don't think Tim Duncan goes to Dallas and wins for.
Well, he was
championships.
afraid to come to the Magic.
Oh, I thought he wanted
Yeah.
to. But
Yeah,
anyway,
no,
I
Magic
think-
fucked that
His
up.
wife didn't want him to.
I just,
Okay,
yeah.
wait. Now, when you say who else is in the discussion of greatest?
Allen Iverson. Oh, shooters.
Yeah.
Ray Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
There's two other ones I'm
pure
thinking of.
shooters.
Reggie
or-
Miller.
Yeah, Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie Miller.
And then there's one currently playing right now who I put up as almost, if not better, of a shot creator, step back stutter shot. It's a thing of beauty.
Are you talking about Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think you could have him as the best shooter though.
I mean, if you got to look at like
Shot
his.
maker and a shooter different.
No, you're saying shot creator and a shooter.
No,
are
you're
different.
saying shot creator.
No, I'm
right?
saying he as a pure shooter.
I don't know if I would put him in
As
there.
a pure shooter, he has one of the most beautiful shots.
You like to look at it.
Kyle Korver better.
Larry Bird is better than LeBron James though as a player. If he played.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a recourse.
Hey,
but
hot
we
take.
got time.
Hot take better.
Well, hey,
Yeah, we got
welcome
time.
back to football.
Sorry, that's twice. Hockey, basketball.
Yeah, hey.
We're in the
Hey.
off season.
Hey, guys on sports, man.
Off season.
Yeah.
Guys on sports. Who wants to start?
I think Phil should because I think Phil has
Wow.
the clearest view of what
I
this
don't
is.
think I do, but okay. All right, so we're starting off hot. A lot of big names out there on the free agent market. I'm going to go away from that. I want to try to find some gems. I want to try to find some value. And I'm going for a reclamation project with a guy that was maybe 2 years ago talking about being one of the up-and-comers in the league. Issues holding on to the ball. Change the scenery for him. Staying in the division, I say Antonio Gibson. I want to see him on the Eagles taking the spot of DeAndre Swift. A guy that could catch the ball out of the backfield, could run in between the tackles as well. And I think he's somebody that just needs a fresh start. With the talent's there, he's still pretty young. And we've seen him that, rookie year going into his second year. He was pretty good player aside from the fumbles.
Yeah, what were they saying? Whoa, big offseason. There's always articles around this time of year. They were saying Antonio Gibson's the next McCaffrey or something like that. Do you guys remember that 2 or 3 years ago?
Well, I do remember that.
Yeah.
And he's a big deal going into fantasy drafts that year too. Because I think the talent is there. He's a big guy and he can move well and he catches the ball well. Mm-hmm. He's a wide receiver in high school, right? He broke some records in his whatever league he was in. Not that I watched college like that, but I think that he could put it together in Philly. They want to run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bringing Swift back.
Yeah, I do think this could be somewhat legitimate because we don't pay running backs. We shouldn't pay running backs. I don't really believe in it, especially for what we do. I can see him not taking money and coming to Philly. I don't know how confident I feel about his ceiling. His floor is pretty high. So I do think the change of scenery would make him draftable, in my opinion, especially if Philly doesn't keep anything and they just go with Kenneth Gainwell. They go with Antonio Gibson. The only really nice thing I can say about him is that I was a what's the dude's
Gibson
name?
Stan?
No, wow, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Brian Robinson. I was a Brian Robinson Jr. owner last year. Pretty happy about that. But I really was worried every single game about them actually waking up and using Gibson because he should have been utilized when he got the ball a little bit more. He made plays with it. So
I think he's a better receiver than he is a running back, but I think he's competent in both.
There's
areas.
validity. I think he's a decent runner.
I don't think his ceiling is low, though. I mean, he's only 25. He's coming off a rookie contract.
Yeah.
Well, he flashed.
I haven't seen it yet.
His rookie year, he
He
flashed.
looked legitimate his rookie year.
I
think that's still there.
because I think
no big injury.
No, he just struggled with coming out
Holding
of
on to the ball,
Memphis.
really.
Coming out of Memphis, he was a better receiver than he was a running back.
There you go.
In case, because you don't watch college football, he does.
There you go.
But
So he didn't even correct me when I said it, my bad.
First year, he flashed.
For a professional.
Second year, he struggled more with fumbles as a running back. So I think he's still learning the running back trade.
He needs Tom Coughlin. High and tight.
Yeah. So can I follow that one up? Because
You sure
Yes,
can.
you can, sir.
because I think we're kind of thinking the same thing. We got the
Simpatico?
Eagles, right? Eagles off of an epic collapse. What 5 straight losses after a 10-1
Bye,
6
Kelsey. Bye.
Debatable.
Bye, Kelsey.
after 10-1 start.
You guys
And so
cry.
I'm going to mirror. I think they're going to lose Swift. I think Swift at the end of the day is going to become too pricey for them. And so
Hometown discount Swift.
I want to marry the Eagles with a player they deserve.
Ooh, yeah. Tell me
Mark
about it.
was really high in this guy.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
is
I love
Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard,
Nice. Staying in the division.
perfect.
I'd hate that.
Perfect.
That's a
Because
great
you look
signing.
at his stats. Listen,
I'm getting war flashbacks of DeMarco Murray.
Pollard had 250 carries, 1,005 yards, 6 touchdowns. Sounds similar to Swift? It does. Almost the exact same stats.
Yeah.
Swift is a little bit better receiver, but Pollard still got 55 receptions last year, just couldn't hit pay dirt with any of them. I think he is going to come down. I don't think the Cowboys are going to want to pay him top dollar.
No, they're
I
not.
think he's going to have a hard time finding a home because you got other backs like Saquon. I think that people are going to go for first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacobs
I think Pollard
is
and
Well,
the Eagles, man.
Yeah, Pollard just had a big injury. He didn't produce when he was the guy last year. I blame I blame 40% on it being McCarthy and the Cowboys. But I mean, I don't want Pollard. It's hard. Well, from an
Nobody
Eagles
loves Pollard, except for
fan perspective,
You
it's,
love Pollard.
Yeah, I mean,
You will.
anyone
will love him.
You will love
really anybody that wore like a Cowboys jersey, at one point, it's hard. It really is hard.
He
It'll
signs
take
with
a
the
year.
Eagles. He's going to have the biggest chubby.
Yeah.
Nah, I
Tony,
truthfully,
he'll probably get a jersey.
I don't know how other Eagles fans feel about this, but when I see if a Cowboy signs, it took a year or two for me to root for DeMarco Murray. Truly,
Sure.
it felt weird, and honestly, it felt deserved that I didn't because he sucked with us. So
Well,
maybe
I honestly
maybe
think,
my fingers on the pulse.
I think we're both thinking the same in that Swift will become just too pricey. They're not going to be able to re-sign him.
Yeah.
They're going to look for a similar production. I think Gibson's a great choice, but
Yeah.
I think Pollard is
Good call.
the team. The team deserves Pollard. This team deserves Pollard.
No. All right, my turn, huh? Well, you know what, Rocky? Since you did me such a good service, I'm gonna do you such a great service as well. The Browns, man. The Browns, unfortunately, a first-round exit in really the most embarrassing fashion, losing to a rookie quarterback, albeit C.J. Stroud. But man, what hope you guys had to just get smacked around like that by a team with no playoff experience. But that's okay because Amari Cooper did do well. To kind of my surprise, he was a pretty relevant fantasy wide receiver. But you guys could use another one because the guy that no one really likes that plays quarterback for you needs a number 2. And what better than the Browns to sign Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, I hate this shit. It's a shit pick. I hate this.
Hollywood Brown, man. It could work. I actually really like Hollywood Brown. He seems to be really, I don't know if undervalued is the right term, but you can get him for very cheap in fantasy drafts. And when he's been healthy, when his quarterback has been healthy, when him and Kyler Murray were on the same page for like 6 weeks of the football season, really 2 years ago, but last year as well, there were some flashes. I liked him. He was very solid. I mean, he's averaging like 16. I'd say he's averaging like 13 to like 17 points a game in fantasy, especially in PPR. So I'll take that, especially if you guys keep Amari Cooper. I don't know the contract situation there, but you guys need a decent number 2. I think Cedric Tillman is good for the future, but yeah, Hollywood Brown, put him in there. Have the Browns get Brown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't want Brown.
Why not?
I
Just
mean, I
the-
get what
you
you're
know,
saying. There's flashes.
Just something about him that I don't like.
No, there's
Something
flashes.
about him.
There's flashes there,
Yeah.
but I don't see him as a complete receiver. I see him as now he will stretch the field, which the Browns do need, but he wouldn't be my choice. Like if I were the GM.
The key to this, and I think 2 things. My selection with these players that we're going to be talking about, I want to pick players that, like, if they get moved to these teams, they then become draftable for me. Hollywood Brown becomes draftable if he is the number 2 on the Browns.
Well, and I think
He hasn't.
that
He's been the number 1 on Baltimore,
Yeah.
and I mean,
that's fair. He is not a number 1. You're right.
and with the Cardinals too, he needed somebody else there just to take some stress off of defense. But yeah, I think
So
with the
hearing
Browns,
that
he would be
logic,
good.
I warm up to it a little bit because I think my problem with Hollywood is I don't see him as a pure number 1.
No.
I think it's similar to Darnell Mooney. I think they were trying to make Mooney a number 1, at least his first couple years.
Yeah.
Then when they got who did they get last year?
DJ
Moore.
Claypool, best receiver in the league.
Yeah. So maybe as a number 2, I could see that, and I think the contract
Just a
works.
good flex player. I'm taking in like
Yeah, I don't
late
think we're
rounds.
necessarily saying these guys got to go somewhere and be
No.
the guy.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Well, hey, before we get in a second little round of NFL free agents, a little word from our partners, Chalkboard, before we get too
about
deep into this
Chalkboard?
episode. If you're not currently on Chalkboard, you should.
The hell are you doing?
No shit, guys. No, cut the crap,
No
guys.
bullcocky.
We really enjoy Chalkboard. It's a free app for you to download. Click the link in the bio, scan the QR code on screen, because you're getting a lot of cool advice. You're getting a lot of just conversations with 300 plus members in our Discord chats currently.
And
you can
growing.
ask. And growing. You can ask questions. Hey, should I start this person? Hey, who are you wanting to draft this year? You're going to get a response 24/7. You got cheat sheets in there.
Go next
You've
time.
got picks. You got everything. So yeah, do it. It's totally free. Helps us out. Supports the show. And we would appreciate if you did that. So yeah, Chalkboard.
Do it.
Do the right thing.
All right.
Do the
so
right thing.
from one guy to another guy, I'm going Gabe Davis here.
Good
and,
segue, by the way.
Gabe Davis.
From one guy to another guy.
Gabe Davis. Now it's funny because I was going to segue because I did think of a landing spot being Arizona, knowing they're going to lose Marquise.
Hey, yo.
But I think there's a lot of chefs in the kitchen there. They don't want to really run the ball. They want to throw. I don't know. I think I lean on McBride there more. Maybe even Michael Wilson. So if Davis went there, I think that would be more of a boost for those guys than him. So I'm going to say I want to see him in Atlanta with Drake London, Michael Pitts, and Bijan Robinson demanding all that attention. Who's throwing the ball? I don't know. I think they're going to find somebody. I think they're not going to trot out the same guys
Russell Wilson.
they did last year. Russell Wilson's out there. I think they'll get somebody. And I like Gabe Davis with an opportunity. I mean, the Falcons, I'm reading this, but they had a league low 1,650 receiving yards at wide receiver last year. So they need reinforcements. They need somebody opposite of Drake London. I guess it's, we can't really say if London's a number one yet because, he had the opportunity. Is that quarterback play? I don't know. But the opportunity for Davis there, not with the friggin' shadow of Stephon Diggs over him. I think maybe we see a more consistent Gabe Davis.
Yeah,
maybe
you definitely
a fantasy
do.
viable one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and the thing
UCF
is,
made.
what I will say, because my receiver, I actually at first had him slated to Arizona, and then I changed my mind because they're the same type of receiver. But with Gabe Davis and Drake London, they really complement each other well.
Yeah.
London is that bigger receiver, not the fastest, but really knows how to, work his way around the red zone.
Yeah.
I think Gabe is kind of that almost that Y in college or like the slot receiver.
Or you can take
in
the
NFL.
top off, and then you're going to have people playing in that box for Bijan, and Pitts hopefully is actually a player.
Right.
And then maybe it's greener grass for Davis.
I do like that because it is to make him more consistent, which makes him fantasy viable in my opinion. There were games in Buffalo where he wasn't getting targeted.
No.
Which
He
won't
has the
happen.
talent. We've seen him go on little runs.
He has the talent.
Little-
for sure.
That's more
Little big
about
runs, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a talent. And I do think that Atlanta's going to clean up. Well, first of all, they can't be worse. But I think they're going to clean up their quarterback position some. I
have
do
to.
think
Dude,
that...
their coach wants to. Have
yeah.
you guys heard what he said?
Well, and I do think that Russell Wilson is intriguing there because do you know that Russell Wilson, like I would say prior to him being cut, the Deshaun Watson trade was probably the worst trade of a QB in recent memory. And I'm saying that because I want to be fair, but also he's got 3 more years, so he could turn it around.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, they accepted almost $90 million in dead cap.
Yes.
And do you know that the incentive is for Russell to make less? Because whatever he doesn't make, the Broncos have to pay it. And I think he's pissed at the way he was treated and respected in the Broncos. So the Falcons could sign him really cheaply and then still have room for a guy like Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I
or
think they
another
ruined
top
his
receiver.
career, potentially, if he doesn't bounce back.
100% they did. And I don't know if he caught what he said, but Russ said he wants to win 2 out of the next 5 Super Bowls.
Oh yeah, I did see that on the Brandon Marshall podcast.
So I got to get, let's ride. Because
I root for Russell Wilson, even though he's corny a lot of times.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I like him as a
sure of
football player.
himself.
Yeah.
I don't think he was the problem last year. I think he did very well for what he was.
Listen, when you're
what he
laying
was
down
in.
next to Sierra, you can be as arrogant as you want to be.
He wants to be Russell Wilson. That's what it is.
I was
Let's
scrolling
ride,
through
baby.
our posts the other day, the tagged ones on my page.
Yeah.
And I seen that thumbnail of him.
Oh, with his face. Yeah.
holding
Guys on draft.
so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
great.
good one.
That's a good picture. It's
He's
beautiful.
like, let me cook you some spaghetti or something like that.
She
Terrible.
needs a different
She needs a different
nationality,
spice. different
ethnicity in her life.
All right, so that was Gabe Davis. Good pay. Phil's on fire.
I'm on a heater.
Preparation Phil's.
hopefully.
So I'll go with my next one.
Preparation.
Let's see what TikTok
And
says.
this one
Yeah.
is Michael Pittman.
They
Whoa.
don't see division.
Yeah. Michael Pittman, and here's where he's going to end up. First of all, pretty good year last year, 109 receptions,
With
almost
Minshew.
1,200 yards,
Yeah.
4 touchdowns. He could definitely score more.
Yeah.
But I think where he's going, and you mentioned this team already, is Arizona.
Okay.
I think that Arizona is the team that I think is most likely to select a wide receiver in the first round. They pick at 4.
To get Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah.
I think it's a good likelihood, and I think that Marvin, if they choose him, and Pittman, again, they're a good 1-2 complement. Pittman can show Marvin a little bit about how to play in the pros, but I like that mix, and I think he's probably going to go. To me, I think he'll be one of the most expensively paid wide receivers. I think he's going to demand about $90 million, especially with Mike Evans being off the market now.
Yeah.
And so I think that Arizona is one of the few teams that can really pay that much.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Hey, it makes sense. Checks out. Michael Pittman never has.
He doesn't wow me.
Never hasn't really, ruffled the feather. Hasn't really excited me. But I will say though, I did draft Michael Pittman as a rookie with the very last pick in my fantasy draft, and he did well. So I do have a little bit of I'll take Pittman. I'll take him, sure.
Well, I don't know if it was quarterback play last year. I think you had AR who was exciting but still learning the position.
Mm-hmm.
And then they paraded a bunch of different quarterbacks. He still had 109 receptions, almost 1,200 yards.
he did well. I do think that Minshew actually probably did help him a little bit passing
Minshew
wise.
threw that ball. He didn't give a damn.
Yeah, for real. And they had weird running back situations too with what's his nuts and Jonathan Taylor.
What's his nuts?
Zach something.
What number is what's his nuts?
What's his nuts?
I forget. Same name as me, but I forget the last
Moss.
name. All right, cool.
Zach Moss. That's
Zach
his name.
Moss. Yeah. Alrighty, so I will go with a friend of the show, some would say, at least a face of our online brand, Josh Jacobs, who has been berated by Mark and praised by Mark,
Yeah. He
was
depending on the season.
I think there's like
one year league winner, 1 year out of the top 12.
I think there's a history with him and Mark we don't know about.
Yeah, maybe he's never mind. So yeah, Josh Jacobs. There's a lot of interesting spots that Josh Jacobs would go. Some are saying he could go to Cincinnati. Some are saying he can go to, you name it, the Green Bay Packers. I don't like either of those. I do like Tennessee instead. I think with them kind of moving off Derrick Henry, I just like this about anything that goes into Tennessee. The run game is going to be solid. And they do have now the Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator. I hope he's a coordinator of offense instead of defense.
This is perfect.
But he's going to Tennessee. And what did they do with Joe Mixon? They made him look above average Joe Mixon. And I think they do something very well. What they do is when their quarterback gets hurt or when they don't have extreme success at quarterback, i.e. Joe Burrow being hurt, a slow start to the offseason.
Where's he going?
Tennessee.
So why are you talking about
Because
Joe Burrow?
their coordinator
Okay, the coordinator
is now
okay.
with Tennessee.
All right, now I caught up. Sorry.
When this guy got hired and went to Tennessee, a lot of people weren't saying it was a sexy pick. They don't know who the guy was. But if you really look at the tape, I think this guy did a lot, increase the productivity with Cincinnati when I don't think a lot of people could. So him going to Tennessee, them potentially paying Josh Jacobs, or not even really paying him, but like giving him a decent amount of money, letting go Derrick Henry, who's a little bit older, bringing in Josh Jacobs, kind of right the ship a little bit, let Will Levis or whoever you want to draft a quarterback, have a year or two, kind of get into a rebuild. I think having a running back like that kind of keeps it mundane, which is what you need at the beginning.
Well, the thing is, I do think Josh Jacobs is a really interesting study because I think he still is undervalued somehow for as good as he has performed every time he's been asked to run the ball.
He kind of did fall off a little bit, but I don't think that was really him. I think that's the fact that, there was a coaching change and
Coaching change.
all this other stuff.
Quarterback issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs, big fan. Going to Tennessee is perfect because I'm going to throw somebody out there and Derrick Henry. Where's Derrick Henry going? I molded over a little bit. Thought about this team, thought about that team. Maybe makes sense, maybe doesn't. He's going to the Baltimore Ravens. Okay? That money for Odell Beckham's coming off the books. They're not re-signing him. Kind of failed. It worked out a little bit at the end. They got their guy in the draft. He's looking like he's going to be a guy. They don't need Odell. That's $16 million, 15 and a half. That's back off the books for them.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry fits what they want to do exactly. Be physical. They can't keep a running back on the field. Henry has been healthy for most of his career. Gives you a nice little 1-2 punch for Lamar. Guys are going to have to worry about Henry beating them up late in the games. And I think it fits his personality too. I could see him going there, teaming up with Lamar and taking a run at it in the AFC.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that happens, who's the complement back? Do they keep Gus Bus or are they
Well,
trading JK? What are they?
Gus is a free agent, I'm pretty sure.
Gus is a free agent.
Dobbins is doing pretty well in rehab, and he doesn't have any landing
It's not
spots.
the first time,
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, Dobbins could be that 1-2 punch,
Yeah, he
at
could
least
be the
until he
1-2
gets
punch.
hurt, and then you've
Well,
got Keaton Mitchell, who's coming back from the ACL tear. So you got
Well,
a rookie that looked good.
JK could probably benefit from not being
Yeah.
the lead back, being more of a receiver out of the backfield,
But
which
I
Henry
think
does okay, but not great.
No, I just want Henry late in games when they're winning,
battering
carrying the
ram.
ball and scoring.
No, yeah,
He's
inside
a
the
Lynch.
5.
He's like to me, he's like Lynch in Seattle.
Yeah.
It's just a battering ram. You can't stop the guy.
Yeah, Baltimore should 100% try and get Henry
It
on their
fits them
squad.
Perfect. Like, it just
No, that's
the coaching staff,
Yeah.
their style.
I like
Just
that.
beat people up. I like that.
I
And
do
that
th- yeah.
division too. You need something.
If
like
you
that.
were to like NFL fantasy free agent go to destinations, like Derrick Henry is atop that list of going to Baltimore. I do think that's
and they're gonna have the money.
Hey, kind of chalk, Phil.
Yeah,
A
but it
little
just
shock.
made too much sense. It was a layup there, and then I was thinking of doing it, and then when you did
Yeah.
yours. I was like, all right, I got to do it. It makes sense.
Hey, yeah.
All right, so I'll go with my third, and this
Yeah,
is
go for
my
it.
second wide receiver
gonna be
that
bad.
I've chosen, and this is Calvin Ridley. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not
Calvin
as
Ridley.
down on Kelvin as a lot of people. He still had 1,000 yards, still had
Ruined my
8
offseason
touchdowns
takes last year.
and 76 receptions. The team that he needs to go to, and this is why I say this, because I believe his contract is going to be somewhere around 4 years, somewhere around 17 million a season. So 68 million.
It's too much money.
It's probably too much money, but it's still, honestly, not as much as they could spend on other wide receivers. And this is a team that needs it. I like the duo of Amari Cooper and Calvin Ridley with the Browns, with Njoku also taking some of the pressure off.
Yeah.
I think when we saw Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley in Atlanta, it was magic. I think Cooper is similar. He runs those routes. He's a precision route runner. And I think that Ridley's a little bit better on timing passes, which is Deshaun Watson's forte.
So are you saying that Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley in Atlanta is what the Browns could do next year if they were to sign Ridley?
I mean, I don't think Amari Cooper, I don't believe, has the upside of Julio Jones.
Not anymore. Of Julio Jones?
Yeah.
Well, he's technically correct.
No. Wait, what?
No, I'm saying I don't think
He doesn't
I think
have-
Julio
he-
Jones was better
Yeah.
than Amari Cooper
So he's not
In the past.
He's not insane.
in the past. Not now.
For sure.
Not
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julio
But I
Jones
think
is MVP conversation.
that's right.
Should
Yeah,
have seen-
and
yes.
and Cooper is
I think you
what,
meant right now. I'm
but
sorry.
I think Cooper is a good facsimile of Jones, and I think the way that they'll play with Ridley is important. I think Ridley could be a guy that could fight, maybe get 80 receptions, 1,200 yards, 7 or 8 touchdowns, because he's got Cooper and Njoku taking some pressure off him. And
I think if the hype dies down this year,
Yeah.
as opposed to last year, then I think he could be valuable. But if he's gonna get hype, like I could easily see him going to a new situation and the hype train getting built back up again, and then I'm not gonna want any part of it because
no,
If this
that's fair.
was-
That's fair.
If it was like 2021, I'd be more excited about that on paper because
Well, that's 'cause
Ridley.
you shot your wad last year at him and it kind of made you look bad. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think he made me look bad. He definitely had he had flashes of it. Nah, he had flashes of it.
he did.
Yeah.
I mean, there were games
Yeah.
where, hey, when he started,
It wasn't like a terrible pick.
no.
Okay.
Listen, 76
ETN was a top 5 running back. Ridley at times was
you
a
could
top
tell,
5
you could tell
wide
the
receiver.
He was hitting his parlays for sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't you just be a little worried that they're both kind of like not in their prime anymore?
No.
I feel like the
think-
Browns offense is kind of getting a little old if you think about it.
I mean, I can get how you're saying that, but like
Not as
you
old
look
as
at
Kelsey.
Amari Cooper.
Which Kelsey?
Amari Cooper's game is not based on speed. It's
Speed's
based on
not.
route running.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's been the disconnect some
Strong
with
hands.
Deshaun Watson. Strong hands,
Good track,
route
ball
running.
tracker. He tracks balls well.
Yeah.
What about you, Zach?
Ridley.
Sorry.
I think what's going to happen is he's going to go to the Browns and he is going to make another proclamation about Ridley like he did last year.
We'll see.
He's going to move away
We'll
from
have
the
to see.
desk as he's
Can
saying
you
it.
guys-
You know
do me
I
a
like
favor.
you know I
Ridley.
like to zig instead of zag. So
Yeah.
we'll
Anyways,
see. If
I
the hype
think-
dies down, then yeah, it might be zagging.
When
I
I,
think
make
the
a ball,
contract fits, man.
when I make a balls joke, right?
Yeah.
Can you guys play along with the balls?
No,
joke?
I want to make you
And
say
not
that.
all like
No, I
like,
want to. It's
play
more
along-
fun.
Play
Maybe.
along with the balls joke.
Fine, maybe I'll play around with the balls.
Yeah, play with the balls.
There you go. Play with
Yeah, there you
Track the balls. All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
go. My turn, huh?
Yeah.
Let's
go
Do
back
you
to my
have
notes.
Something else? You need one.
I sure do. Oh, I've got it.
He does. He's got D.
I've got it.
Remember?
So a guy
yeah,
that I thought was going to be a waiver wire pick and stay on your team throughout the entire season, but really wasn't. Week 1 star Hunter Henry is no longer going to be on the New England Patriots because who wants to be a New England Patriot, really? I think he becomes fantasy viable. I'm looking at like the bottom of these late rounds in your fantasy drafts. You need a backup tight end. If you even do that, or if you're waiting to like the very last pick to get a tight end, which I've done in the past, just off strat alone. If Hunter Henry goes back to the Chargers, then I'm taking him as my tight end 1 for the season.
I mean, that's compelling.
The only reason, or not the only reason, but the
Tight
main,
end one. I like. Okay.
I mean, he's
Did you hear about
back with
the
Air Bear.
environment?
Yeah.
You heard about the environment of like the last pick in the draft. You saw like tight end 1 and 2 that you liked, and people took them too early in rounds 4 and 5. So now you're okay. I'll take what I can get. That's Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry could realistically be my tight end 1 of the 2024 fantasy season.
Yeah, I mean, you still feel this way with the resurgence of the tight end position. Like, there, honestly, I feel like we've we don't have we've never had as many good tight ends as we do right now.
What's his Georgia tight end?
I like a tight end.
What's his name?
I love a tight end.
Georgia tight end. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now.
Bowers.
Jake Bowers?
No, I don't think it's Jake Bowers.
Anyways,
Starts with a B.
Bowers.
Bill
Bowers.
Bowers.
Bowers is a guy that I think the Chargers could draft, realistically, because they have the pick for it. And if they don't do that, then I think they bring back a guy like Hunter Henry. John Harbaugh has these 2 tight end sets and does very well with it. They establish run game, they establish physical presence on the field, and then their tight ends thrive because of it. So the same reason why I think they could be taking Bowers in the draft is because they want to get Herbert another weapon. Hunter Henry's done it in San Diego when it was San Diego back in the good days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hunter Henry, I like that. If he goes to San Diego Chargers,
Brock Bowers.
And a little side note, the Jets did cut CJ Uzama. I think that Hunter Henry potentially going to the Jets, piques my interest a little bit because they also need weapons. But yeah, going to the Chargers, going to Los Angeles, I'm taking him.
Okay.
Playing with Air Bear.
Yeah, they could
Air
use
Bear or Herbert, Justin Herbert.
Can you imagine
Herbert?
Imagine Sherbert passing to Hunter Henry, to
Sherbert's
Mike
up
Williams,
there, huh?
to Keenan Allen,
Sherbert's good.
I do like Sherbert.
to Quentin Johnson, to Austin Eckler, to whoever is in the backfield. I mean, that offense, dare I say, is what I thought the 2023 Jacksonville Jaguars was going to be.
Or what we thought the 2023 Chargers were going to be.
Yeah, that too. but this year's different.
That's fair.
Every year, Chargers off season. This year's different.
Who do you guys think? And I'm throwing the something at you. You guys might not be prepared for it.
No,
but
the show's entirely scripted. You can't be doing this.
it's like wrestling.
Okay.
Who
Shout
is your chalk?
WWE.
Like, what guy is going, and you feel like you know exactly where
Wait,
he's
say
going?
that one more time.
So, what free agent do you feel like? Oh, this is a foregone conclusion. It's definitely going to happen.
I mean, if I had to, I would say Kirk Cousins to Minnesota.
Well, so you think he stays?
I'm doubling down. I was gonna say Derrick
yeah.
Henry. I was gonna say Derrick Henry to the Baltimore Ravens, but
You already said it.
I'm saying Kirk Cousins to Minnesota.
Yeah. What do you guys give? Because I think Flacco to the Patriots.
Why?
Really?
they
Oh, that would be
wanna-
so Patriot.
Yeah. Well, they want a veteran quarterback. They're going to draft a quarterback.
Just boring
I think
offense.
that they're going to believe that Flacco still has it, which I believe he still has it. And I think I don't know. I just feel like that's a real Bill Belichick.
He's not there though.
Yeah, it's fair. You're right. That's right. He's gone, isn't he?
Whoa! Wait, hey,
right.
newsflash.
You know
His
what? He
papers
is
got
gone.
lost in the
Damn.
mail.
Damn. So
the
that
newspaper guy didn't come by.
That sucks.
Yeah, but they have a Gerard Mayo as their coach, who
Well, and
basically is Bill Belichick. He was in that system for so
Well,
long
he
and
said
uninspiring.
he wants a veteran quarterback,
Yeah.
and they say they're going to draft a quarterback at 3, right? That's when
Baker
they pick 3?
Mayfield. Yeah. No, they have. Do they have? No, they don't have 3. Do they have 3?
I'm trying to think. what
I think they're projected Jaden McDaniels. I think that's who they're projected.
Who are we
Yeah,
talking about? The
LSU.
Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what is the Patriots?
I don't know anybody that I know for sure where they're going. No
So
idea.
so you don't feel like Saquon is a dead lock for anywhere?
No, I think he go multiple places.
Yeah, there's not a lot of that this year. I would say
I'd say Texans are in the running.
people are even saying Philly.
I don't think they're going to pay him.
I don't think so either.
I'm hearing Texans, and there's another team I heard too.
Hey,
Heard Chicago a little bit.
you might have been 1 year early on the Dalton Schultz to Cincinnati because you were the first one to say that last year, and apparently that's his ideal landing spot. According to PFF.
I've seen that he resigned today.
Oh, just kidding.
Is that updated?
Probably not.
Search Dalton Schultz. I think the Texans resigned a 3-year deal. I think I've seen it on the ticker.
All right, yeah. So, any other closing remarks?
Yeah, no, the
Yeah, he
Patriots
did-
do
he
have
just
the number
signed.
3 overall pick.
God, I'm just killing it,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Patriots.
3-year,
Yeah.
$36 million deal.
Yeah. Well, hey, just kidding. I tried giving you praise. I'm going to take it back.
No, take it
'Cause
back.
it's incorrect.
I'll take my own praise. You don't have to do it.
Wow, Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels at number 3. Wow.
Yeah, that's a
a show.
stretch.
But then
That's
that
a
would
show.
be
That's a
somebody
good
that
show.
has to.
Yeah.
Larry
Sick,
Legend.
yeah.
I gotta get you up on Larry. You really need
Who?
to know the Larry Legend stories.
I know who
I
Larry
tell
Bird
you,
is.
you
No,
want-
I don't think. So most people
Don't you put your hand in my face like that.
Seriously, most people, even around my age, think of Larry Bird as a shooter, a white guy that can shoot.
No, he's a dog. He's an
No,
athlete.
he is a dog. But there was
Yeah.
he was a LeBron James type player, defensively.
Didn't he win an MVP, a defensive MVP
He won,
player of the year?
What,
Numerous.
3 in a row?
Yeah,
3
numerous.
league MVPs. No, not defense.
No, but he also
he won
did-
all. He was
All
all
defense.
NBA defense.
Yeah, I mean, his issue was, like you said, he started breaking down.
because he played too hard.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
he would play too hard.
But I also think that
really good trash
he was a
talker.
typical old school player where he felt like I'm going to play and then I'm going to coach, which he did. And
Yeah.
then he actually was GM, I think,
GM.
too.
Of
So, like,
Pacers, right?
He's
yeah,
GM now,
Pacers.
isn't he?
No.
He may. I don't know if he still is or not. But my whole
Probably some
point is,
executive or something.
I think people
He's in
saw
the-
their careers differently back then. I don't think that they were thinking,
I'm gonna play
my
20
career
years.
could be 20 years.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
and
true.
so they played differently. They played harder. They played more minutes.
Yeah, good take.
But here, let me finish what I was saying about Legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's LeBron James. Only thing that he doesn't have that James has is the same athleticism. He could dunk and all that stuff. But
He's
everything
white.
else, no. But he was, I think, a better playmaker than LeBron James. You gotta watch some tape on Larry.
You watch the
And
tape,
the thing that he had that LeBron James doesn't have is he had a killer instinct. He had edge, and he would talk shit to guys.
He would-
would
I've
tell
seen
them what he
that.
was gonna do. He was like,
he was the most
guy.
like Kobe to me. Like his attitude of talking crap and then backing it up and hating to lose. I think is similar to Kobe.
You have to watch. There's like a documentary on him, and it's all other players talking about him. You're talking about Isaiah Thomas, Jordan, all these guys, Magic, and let them talk about him. Magic calls him the best player he's ever seen play. He's better than a lot. I think same prototype as a player, him and LeBron, they could do everything. But I feel like he just had a killer instinct that LeBron
The only
doesn't
thing
have.
I'll say that like you give a little bit of an edge to LeBron is like Larry was still slight. Like
Yeah.
what really, I mean, LeBron, nobody saw a guy that was
That
250,
size that could do what he
260
does,
that could
yeah.
run. Yeah. I think that's where LeBron
Athletically,
is.
yeah, he separates in that
Yeah.
regard.
But Larry Bird, greatest white player of all time.
Yeah,
For sure, yeah.
Well,
Dirk right behind him, then Steve Nash.
Rocky said that he would take Dirk over Larry.
I did say that, but
Uh,
mostly
no,
that
no
was
way.
shit talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly because somebody took Larry Bird already, so I had
Yeah.
to make my argument.
I think Dirk was probably at the end when they won the championship as good of an offensive player as Larry. Well, scorer, because Larry was every bit the scorer that Dirk was, but he wasn't the facilitator or the defensive player.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way, not even close.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, basketball's so different, and I think that's what you forget. Like, you look at like Larry Bird when he was going in, when he was going into the rim, he knew he was getting absolutely trashed.
All those guys were
Yeah.
getting destroyed.
I mean, it was just a different game.
That's a quote.
Like, it's funny to me. Like, I watched the Magic game. I watched the Magic versus the Knicks.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Paulo
Pure magic.
going toward the basket, and I'm thinking, 15 years ago, that guy would have got
laid
shoved
out.
back.
Yeah. Which is not
Yeah.
always good,
Yeah.
but
yeah. But I
it's
mean,
a
like,
different game,
now if they touch him, like legitimately, he got touched and he just about like crumbled into like a
I do-
whiny basket of.
I do think. Well, first of all, hey, that's Ben Caro we were talking about.
he's Italian.
I
like him.
do. I do think '90s basketball is probably the best basketball.
It's
and
fun to
it'll
watch,
never. It'll never be that again.
They let things
that
that
was
happen on the court.
insane.
That
And I
was
wasn't alive for it.
shocking.
I
Yeah.
think early 2000s probably the best of both worlds.
Okay.
We're still a little physical, but you had the new generation of players. You had your
Yeah.
Kobe's,
Just isn't the
Nash's, Stoudemire, and Phoenix. Like you had the high flying stuff going on, but they still let them play physical to a point.
Yeah,
In the 90s, you were getting mugged.
you were getting mugged.
You were getting like Mason and Oakley on the Knicks. You come through, you were getting a forearm across the chest.
Bill Lambier, you were getting
Oh, yeah,
slammed
it
to
was
the ground. They
crazy.
didn't even
Yeah.
care. He wasn't even
No.
trying to hide it.
No,
You know.
Rick Mahorn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
basketball.
yeah.
Best
yeah. Generations.
basketball. Yeah, so hey, that's a show. A little bit of hockey, a little bit of basketball. Thanks for sticking around.
Good
Hopefully
stuff.
you learned
Go
something.
Devils.
Go Devils. Yeah. Okay, not the
Their
laughing
laughing
stock.
stock, I believe, right now.
Relax.
They,
That's not true. That is
their
not
coach
true.
just got fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good season.
You do things to get fired. You get fired. Anyway, that's the show. Make sure to follow us. Make sure to give us some comments we can highlight you. X, Y, and Z. You got to do it. GON Podcasts on anywhere online. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That's how we're doing, and we'll see you on the next one.